welcome everyone.
Hello.
Let's get everybody logged in here for a second and then we'll get started. This is exciting because this is our third virtual Service Leaders Network conference. We had one a year, so 2 years ago, last year. This is the third one. So welcome everybody. My name is Frank Sander with Nationwide Marketing Group. And this is a very special session. This is now we'll go into the software side of it with Service Power. A very, very powerful tool, heavily used by many in the service business because, let's face it, this is a business that requires software to run efficiently, and Service Power has been involved in this for quite a while. We got Deja on the phone or on the call right now, and she has been with the company for about 2 years. She's going to kick it off. Then she's going to transition over to Patricia, who's been with Service Power for 4 years. So without further ado, let me turn it over to Deja.
Perfect. Thank you. Hello, all. I'm going to go ahead and I will share my screen just so we can kind of review the plan and what we'll be reviewing today. Okay. All right, so everyone should be able to see my screen right now. So yes, hi, I'm Deja. I am the Service Support Supervisor. I will be starting the training off, and then I also will have Patricia Martinez with me. She's the Service Support Representative. She also does handle the training for servicers as well. So we're going to be reviewing both Hub and Dispatch. I know most of you are probably very familiar with Dispatch, so it'll be a really quick overview. Or just a few things, and then we're also going to go into Hub, since Hub's our newest platform, and eventually we will be migrating everyone over to Hub. So we know there's a lot of questions and interest in Hub. All right, so who we are. So Service Power, we are a field service management software. I know a lot of you guys are familiar with as far as processing warranty claims and also receiving dispatches. A lot of our clients are LG, GE, Whirlpool, Nationwide, AIG, just to name a few. We have a few offices, Virginia, California, as well as the UK. So moving on here. Right, so we're going to start with going over Dispatch. I'll cover the main page, Profile Wizard, as well as some general portal tips. And then we'll go ahead and transfer over to Hub. So if you're familiar with Service Power, this is going to be kind of the main landing page that everyone will see when you log in. If you guys ever need assistance with logging in, feel free to reach out to Service Support. I will provide their contact information at the end of this session. A few things to note here on this homepage, as you guys may have noticed a few changes when it comes to information you now see in your latest news. To the left here, we have the main menu here that'll go over everything within the portal. We have the service calls pane here, as well as a call search. Also on this page at the bottom, there's something called latest news. In that section, you guys can get updates, bulletins, information from any of the networks you guys are doing work for. Service Power newly started adding news to that section that is coming directly from Service Power. So you may have noticed over the past few days, there were bulletins that we did post in regards to filing batch claim uploads, the new servicer knowledge base that went live. So keep an eye out on that latest news because anything that we're changing or that we're introducing will be listed there. Also on this main homepage, this call search is an advanced call search. You can also access this by going to the service calls tab, and there will be an advanced call search, but they're both the same type of search. Next, we're going to go ahead and go over the Profile Wizard. So Profile Wizard, this is kind of the most important part to your profile within Service Power, within a dispatch platform. Any reason why you're getting calls, any of your call attributes will be based on everything you upload here into your Profile Wizard. So we always stress how important it is to make sure this is accurate, up to date, and you keep it updated as your business changes. Okay. So here, the header is going to always consist of your main business information, whether it's your email address, contact information. It'll also include what servicer type you are, whether you're a type 1, type 2, or type 3. The differences there is a type 1 servicer will always, receive the majority of the calls because they are providing their availability on the platform so we can assign calls to you guys. Type 2 is saying you want to receive an email before you accept calls, and type 3 is saying you'd like to receive an actual call. Right? Within a profile header, there's time bands, so you can let us know when you're scheduling your appointments for your customers. You want to let us know what industry you're in here, whether it's HVAC, major appliance, plumbing, or anything like that. Brands are going to let us know, hey, these are the brands that I'm servicing. Same thing for product. These kind of go hand in hand. Your locations within your profile are going to be just the areas that you service. Now, keep in mind, these profile attributes, they may differ compared to what any network will require you to cover. So you can say, hey, this is the area that I'm covering a location, but maybe Nationwide is requiring you to cover a specific area. So just make sure those are also added here. In your profile header, you can also add your groups, which is a skill set. Add all the information about your technicians, even if that changes over time. We understand, with COVID, a lot of technicians were no longer in the business or businesses were sold. Just make sure you're keeping the technicians as well as your profile header information updated. Areas are also all of your zip codes. You can select areas by cities, counties, or states. Holidays. So holidays within your profile is saying, hey, these are days where I don't work. Whether it's an actual holiday or an appointment, any day that you're going to be taking off, you want to put that in your holidays. Next, within the profile, you have the review. Your review is going to say, hey, everything looks good. It all checks out. You're good to go. And then once that review is done, it'll tell you that your profile is finished and it is updated. Now, a few things to notate with the profile. There is a status bar that lives in the top left-hand corner of the home page, which is actually back here. This one, 100%. This is an indicator of how far your profile is set up. You want to see at least an 80% up here. If you're seeing 80% to 100%, you're usually missing just a holiday to get it to 100%. Right? Anything less than 80%, you will not show available to the networks for them to assign calls to you. So if you're like, hey, I'm not getting calls, you want to first check your profile to make sure it's above 80%. Because if not, you will not show as available. Now, let's say that you finished everything here, you filled out your profile and you're still not at 100%. Hit the refresh on your browser and it usually will update right away and say, hey, profile is good to go. You're ready to start receiving calls. Because of course, everyone wants to be available to get calls and get work. Also within the profile here, under profile header, there is TIN information as well as EFT information. If that does change, like your banking information change, we highly recommend you update as soon as possible. So if you are getting EFT, it doesn't go to the wrong account. This is also where we confirm your TIN information with the IRS just to make sure everything is good and it's up to date. We do verify with the IRS, and if it's not correct, any claims will not be processed. Okay, so next I'm going to go over a few just really kind of general tips and topics that we always like to make sure you guys are aware of. So within the portal, capacity can be allotted by network. This is something new that we released this past October. And I think that this feature has been a fan favorite to say, so you are allowed to say, hey, I'm going to assign 10 of my appointments to Nationwide, or I'm only going to assign 7 of them. You can also break it down by week, also by day and by time. So that way, all your capacity is not filled up by just one network. There's a lot of documentation on how to set that up, and you guys will be provided that documentation as well. But if you need questions on how to set it up, we can assist you if you contact service or support. Another one, after a network is added to your profile, the TIN information must be resaved. So we see this a lot. Let's say that you guys are already doing work for Nationwide, and then you want to add another account to your profile. Once that account is added, you must go back into the profile up here in the header and hit save on your TIN information again, just so that way the TIN information copies over to that new account that was added to your profile. Next, the network must be contacted regarding any rejected end claims or authorization requests. So this is also, a hot topic we get a lot of calls and emails about regarding questions on rejected claims, also rejected authorization requests. Unfortunately, on our end, we do not have the information that will let us know why the claim was rejected. So we will refer you to the network. So contact the manufacturer. Usually they can provide more information as to why that claim was rejected. Any other status like incomplete, we can assist you with. If it's forwarded, we can kind of give you a status, let you know why it's forwarded or how long it's going to take before it's paid. Rejected is the only status where we'll have to refer you. If you update your service power password and you are using a third-party software, you must let third-party software know. So for example, if you guys are utilizing Rossware, CDA, Walkabout, ePass, any third-party software, they are also connected to your service power profile. So let's say you update the password with us, but you don't update it with them, you'll stop kind of receiving calls because they won't be able to connect to your profile. So this is a big one. That's the first thing we ask. If you guys contact us with questions as to why you're not receiving calls, we'll ask, hey, are you using a BMS? Have you updated your password recently? If so, that's why. Then we'll ask you to contact them and provide the password, then you'll start seeing those calls flow back through. Also with BMS, some of the BMSs are connected using APIs. We do offer service for APIs if anyone is interested. It connects to the dispatch platform, and it'll update your calls and then also send you any call information via code on the back end. So if you're using Rossware, they are using APIs with us. So that is why a lot of the times the claims will happen automatically. And then also for any batch claims, everything is going through the API for them. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and continue forward, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into Hub. We will be phasing out dispatch soon and moving over to Service Power Hub. We still kind of want to touch on it a little bit just for those who are currently using dispatch or maybe new to Service Power. There's still some information on it. Also, we do provide a training every single Friday on Service Power Dispatch, the current dispatch platform. It's Friday at 7:30 a.m. Pacific time. If you email training@servicepower.com, you'll receive an automatic response with the link to join those weekly trainings. And then just for segueing into Hub, there's also a Hub training that's provided on Thursdays, same time, 7:30 a.m. Pacific time. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Patricia, and we're going to go ahead and cover Hub.
Alrighty, thank you, Deja, for introduction to our platform Dispatch. My name is Patricia Martinez. I'm a customer service representative for Service Power, and I will be going over the Hub. Let me go ahead and start with sharing my screen. And let's go ahead and start here. Share. All right. And what I'm going to be going over today will be pretty much the introduction to our new Service Power Hub. Let me start with the very first basic here, which will be our website. Here, let me go ahead and pull that up. Okay. And as you can see here, our login, the new URL to sign into Service Power Hub is hub.servicepower.com. Now, it will be slightly different in the way you sign in. A big difference will be the following. You may be accustomed to a 3-letter, 5-number sign in along with a password. For the Service Power Hub is going to be different. Your credentials will be consisting of an email address that's linked to your profile already. Along with that will be a password that you need to create. Something different right away you will notice is you have to click on the CAPTCHA. I'm not a robot. And then sign in to the page. I would highly encourage you, if you are using our new Service Power Hub platform, maybe bookmark this page for future reference. That way you can always log in with an easy access. Once we do that, then we're going to move on to the next slide, which will be the landing page, our dashboard. What we have here is the following. On the left side will be the name of your company. a profile of 100% that will indicate whether your company is 100% in the profile setup, or you still need maybe 85%, 90%. You might need to make a few adjustments, and this is where you would see it. Along that, you will see your business profile, the availability, the workforce, and coverage. Additionally, you will see the dashboard here at the very, very top, which will be on the dashboard, the orders, line items, call authorizations, claims, users, and onboarding. You may be accustomed to seeing all these type of details and the way you access on the left. For this, it will be different. As you may notice right away, there are a few things that are new. For example, orders. Now they're referred to versus the call authorizations, or instead of that will be work orders that you will be referencing to. Line items, it is more for cash on demand. If you need to add a line items that you constantly use, maybe is a cleaning kit that you always use for every refrigerator or every range work that you work on, you will have the capacity to add it as a line item and add it as the claim. Easy for you to use. Call authorization, which is pretty much that. If you need to request additional money for any calls or work orders, that's where you can do so manually. Additionally, you will see claims, which is something that you may be very familiar with. After that will be users. Now, this is a new resource or a new tool that you have access to. As you may remember with a dispatch platform, you did have only one sign-on, one password to share with 1, 2, or even 3 different personnel at the same office. But this is slightly different. You have the capacity to create users, and you have the capacity to say, hey, user 1 will be admin, user 2 will be possibly a technician, and user 3 will be something different, like a planner. They all have different roles. You can definitely inquire as to what's the roles for each one. On the left side under coverage, there will be something that will explain to you what is what each one can do, the planner, the admin, or the technician. Now here, going back to the dashboard, what you can access here will be the order search. You can enter an order search like a work order to locate. It's very similar to what you were accustomed in the dispatch platform. You can also search by network or the assigned dates that you have there. Next to that is the work order aging. This is the same table that you would see at the dispatch platform, but it will tell you or indicate when you have a new call that you need to accept, where you have your incomplete calls and you have your completed calls. The way you would access a new call will be exactly the same way you're used to. Clicking on the number 1 will take you exactly to that. Or if you need to go into the accepted calls already, just click on the number in total. For this perfect scenario that we have here will be 35, where we would need to click, and it will open all of our incomplete calls. A few things that are different, as you may notice towards the bottom under work order status and work order by type, there's what we call a pie or a chart that you have the access to. It is color coded. If it's in blue, it's accepted. It's in a green, bluish color, that means you're on site. It's still being worked on. It's still being open. That's just at a glance. It gives you a quick review of how many, a percentage of calls you have in accepted, in open, in new, and so on. Towards the bottom right, you're going to notice that there is like a message or a blue bubble that will indicate that you can request assistance via chat. Additionally, if you need a PDF document or a quick response for a question that you may have, you can always click on the bottom right there and ask away any questions you may have. You will be encountered with different PDFs, steps, tutorials, guides that will assist you in navigating to our new profile, Service Power Hub. Additionally, you will have the option to chat immediately with one of our chat agents, where if you have a question about a work order, how to access something on the profile, this will be something that you will have access to, which is very different than our dispatch platform. Additionally, we're going to move on to the next page, which is once we are over the dashboard, this is what you will see on the left side. My account, Think of this as your profile wizard. This is where you can access your business profile, your availability, your coverage, workforce, diagnostic tool, and settings. Notice on the top right, under John, there is a down or an up arrow. You can access the same menus either through the right side or the left side, which will be your account. The availability is the where you will provide whether you're a type 1, a type 2, or a type 3 servicer. The time bands that your business works. Maybe you only work 8 to 12 or 12 to 5, or you have 8 to 5 time format. Your cutoff time, and so on. Additionally, on the left, you will find coverage. Coverage, you can find industry, brands, products, and the networks that you work with. At each location, you can just hit the down arrow and it will kind of open up the next menu that will give you the options as to where you can edit maybe the brands for a particular industry. Maybe you need to be OEM authorized for a product. Well, that will be handled under the coverage. Additionally, you will see the workforce there. Under workforce, you have the offices, groups, technicians, and areas. Areas, you can add zip codes. Technicians, maybe you need to close out the capacity for a technician on a daily basis, maybe for 2 or 3 days, for a period of time. You will have that option to do so. Now you will also see that you have the diagnostic tool, which is a great resource that's also available in the dispatch platform. Here in the diagnostic tool, you can enter a product, a zip code that you're trying to test, a brand, and you will have a clear notification whether you are able to take a job, or maybe you need to add a zip code for a network like Sears, AIG, GE, etc. I always say, please make sure whenever you get a chance, run a few tests using the diagnostic tool. It is a great resource that will give you a great indicator whether you need to adjust something in your profile to cover a product or a particular brand for a network. Additionally, on the left side, if you may notice, under the account, there is that option to sign out. Something that I do like to point out using our new platform is the following. Maybe you were working on a claim and suddenly you had to walk away. Maybe 5-10 minutes have elapsed, and then you come back, you try to look for that claim, and then you realize that you don't have the orders, line items, call authorizations, or something just looks off. I always suggest if you have to walk away from your desk for a good 5 or 10 minutes, make sure you have the option to sign out. So please do so by signing out and then come back in. That way you don't come back with a surprise that maybe there's a few tabs that are missing, or it doesn't look like the real portal there. So once again, the sign out option is on the right side. Now that we have that cover under availability and what we can do, let's move over to the other slide, which is, think of this as 2 different menus. The dashboard, the orders, line items that we are very accustomed to. You know exactly how to submit a request call authorization. Now we would learn how to do users. Onboarding is only applicable for networks like Safeware, maybe Sears, maybe LG. This is where or Electrolux, you need to handle the onboarding. You would click on that, onboarding, make the selection of the network that you would like to start the onboarding process for, and then continue. The steps will be pretty much all settled for you to just click on the next, add the documents, proceed, and submit application for those networks. Additionally, below the onboarding, you will find new, upload, search, payments. These are options that you can actually click on. For example, if you notice right away, the list is colored in blue. That means that's what we have open at the moment. The claims list will indicate that you have maybe 1, 2, or a few of the claims that are in incomplete status. Not only will they indicate that they're in incomplete, but it will be a good way for maybe you forgot to submit a document, upload a picture, or something that needs to be attached. This can be done easily by accessing claims. Automatically, our system will take you to the first tab there, which is list. And from here, you can go into the claim and hit complete or make the adjustments to push the claim through. Additionally, next to the list will be new. Under new, if you're a self-service or dealer, you're ready to file claims. All you have to do is claims, new, select the network, enter a claim number, which is the only required field, fill out the details, and then hit submit. A few things to mention are the following. Call authorizations page and claims looks exactly the same as you're used to. No difference there. It will be requiring the repair information to be filled out, the part information, and the charges. Once the codes, everything's exactly the same. If you need a generic for GE, Electrolux, etc., those are going to be requested, and it's going to be handled the same way that you're used to. Next thing, there will be the upload if you are doing an upload batch of claims. Search, it will be exactly that. If you need to search for a claim, always be keeping in mind that our completion date by default goes only to 1 month out. Maybe the claim that you're trying to locate will be, it was probably completed back in January 28th. Well, you need to toggle the completion date to reflect that date from January 1st to today, 4/28, or today's date, and then go from there to proceed on. Next thing there will be the servicer rate or warranty info. If you're an InSinkErator servicer that needs to check on the warranty info or a particular part, that's available to you in the new Service Power Hub. Self-servicer rates or self-service creation, it's also available to you here. One thing that I do want to mention is the following. The EFT and tax ID information that's usually under my profile and profile header in the dispatch, it is now available to you under claims, under the menu, literally where it says there more menu. You see the parts distributor, the EFT and tax ID. This is where if you need to update, maybe your business is now a corporation and you need to update it. Maybe you need to change a social security number or a tax ID. This is where you would need to do so. And then once again, the literature available for each network that may be there, this is where you would need to go and access there. Now, with that being said, this is the introduction to the Service Power Hub. Just wanted to confirm what we just covered, which was, let me start from slide 1 here, which is the new login page. This is our URL for you to access, hub.servicepower.com. Once again, the credentials that you will need will be an email and a password. Confirm that you're not a robot using the CAPTCHA, and then sign in. Next thing we covered was the dashboard, the main differences and the similarities that you have with the dispatch platform. Along with that, the chat availability you have on the bottom right here for you to access the intercom. Maybe you need a quick answer or a PDF. Those are available to you through there. Next thing we cover was also the availability. Think of that as your profile wizard or setup or maintenance, where you can adjust your service offering, your time bands. Coverage will be for industry, brands, products, and networks. Workforce is for technicians, your groups and offices. Along with that, you had your diagnostic tool, and you can access that either through the left side of the portal or the right side here under My Account, Business Profile, Availability, and so on. And you do have the option to sign out, which is something that we always suggest if you're going to be walking away from your desk for about more than 5 minutes. Next to that is what we covered was the dashboard and the claims, how we can access the EFT and tax ID. Additionally, how we can access the new claims, how to file one, how to search for claims, payments, etc. And then the claims list, which is automatically any claim that is in complete status. To click on it, make the edits, and submit the claim. We are encouraging you to use our new Service Power Hub. It is a great, easy on the eye, easy to access. In my opinion, the hardest thing will be just to adjusting where the location of each particular item is. Everything else, think of it as the same platform, just with a new user interface, making it easier for you to access and complete your jobs as you go. Thank you for your attention.
Perfect. Thank you, Patty. Yes, so Hub, we are here to assist you guys with Hub. We understand that it's more so a learning curve of knowing where to find everything that you're currently using right now in Dispatch. So we can walk you guys through that. Of course, utilize that chat option at the bottom right-hand side in blue. You will only see that chat option after you log into your Hub account. If you're not logged in, that chat option will not be available to you guys. There's a lot of documentation on Hub, PDFs. There will also still be some training videos coming so that way you guys have access to these training videos, whether it's after hours or not on a Thursday when we're normally hosting the Hub trainings. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to provide the contact information in case you guys need any assistance with anything, and then I'm going to open it up for a Q&A session. So I'm going to share that information with you guys. All right, so on my screen here at the top, we have the contact information for service or support, the phone number and the email address. We are available Monday through Friday from 6:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific time. We newly introduced the service or knowledge base this year, and this is where you can find it. In that knowledge base, there's a lot of general information, such as contact information for networks if you need to reach out, documentation on how to file a claim. There's training videos, information on how to upload batch claims if needed. So there's a lot there for you guys to refer to and many resources for you. I'm also including at the bottom here the contact information for our SPP network. I'm actually going to go ahead and let Carmen, also with Service Power, she's our National Service Manager. She's going to give you a brief introduction to the SPPA network.
Hi, can everybody hear me? Good. Okay, so my name is Carmen Barajas. I'm the National Service Manager for the Service Power Premier Network. And basically the service that we provide, completely aside from us being a software company, we also provide an outsourcing service to either manufacturers, insurance companies, home warranties. So in scenarios where these OEMs or insurance companies or TPAs, they have a need for service or they're struggling in a particular area, they'll outsource work to my department. And we have a network of about 4,000 companies that we've cultivated over the last 20 years. So we have a network that we support basically. And if there are manufacturers that use our outsourcing service, they'll send it over to my team, and then basically we'll fulfill the repair, the dispatching service, and then it basically provides additional volume to service centers that are interested in taking this volume in different areas just to fill in gaps for their availability throughout the week. If you guys are interested in receiving additional information, please feel free to email recruiting@servicepower.com and we will reach out to you. It'll be either one of my recruiters to reach out to you and just give you additional information, or you can also access our application directly on our website, and then you can see the web address that's listed on here on the PowerPoint as well. So you can directly apply there without needing to reach out. Yeah, so again, we'll open it up to a Q&A. It can either be about, Dispatch Hub or SPPN as well. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Carmen. And I do see there are some questions coming through in the chat. Username, good question as far as the information for Hub is different. Yes, with the password, Hub does require an email address. So we will be moving away from the user IDs that you guys are currently using on the old Dispatch platform. Thank you, Matt, for also assisting with some of the questions here in the chat. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to go ahead and unmute your mic. We can answer any questions you guys may have. Any questions? It looks like right now in the chat, Matt, who's also with Service Power, is answering some questions in regards to Hub. Hub will cover everything that the dispatch platform right now has, but it also does have a few extra features that are really nice to have, like how you can add users to your account. So that way, you know, everyone has their own password, but it's also under one Hub account. Yes, that is correct. So there is not an exact date yet, but sometime soon within the next few months, Service Power Hub will take place of Service Power, the current Service Power Dispatch. So everyone will be required and logging into Service Power Hub to retrieve their calls and file claims. So we suggest that you guys, if you log into your account, you can migrate over and start using Hub right away. Please note, if you do decide to migrate to Hub, it does take 24 hours before all of your calls transfer over and show in Hub.
So a quick question for you. You brought it up briefly earlier. So I have a new manufacturer I'm dealing with on Service Power. I've added them in my profile, but they still haven't popped up in my drop-down menus. So should I go back and hit the save like you said, or is there something else from the manufacturer side that's missing?
There may be something from the manufacturer side that's missing. We can go ahead and confirm that the manufacturer has actually activated you already as a servicer within their network. We would first confirm that, and if so, then there may be something else we have to look into to make sure that that network is showing visible on your end.
So who do I contact to check this information?
You will contact the servicer support phone number right here.
Okay.
But although there could be something on the manufacturer side, yes, you do still have to go in and hit save, just so that way once you do start filing claims, there won't be a delay as far as us verifying and adding that to the information.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions at all? Anything you guys can think of? Also, if anyone has already migrated to Hub and would like to attend the Thursday trainings for Hub, go ahead and reach out also to servicer support, and we can get you that link where you guys can join those Thursday trainings. Keep in mind, as of right now, for the next about 2 weeks, the trainings on Thursday are specifically only for Hub. The trainings on Fridays will be specifically only dedicated to the dispatch platform. So if you attend the Friday trainings, that will not cover Hub at the moment. It will eventually cover Hub towards the end of this month. I'm gonna make sure we're getting all questions asked if you guys have anything. If not, we are always here to assist you by emailing service@servicepower.com or giving us a call. Anything you guys need, we're definitely here for you guys. If you're in Hub, utilize the chat button. It's very quick, efficient. There's a lot that we can assist you with and utilize as far as on the chat side. So if that's all, then we're going to go ahead and conclude the session for today. Thank you guys so much for attending. We hope we were able to get any questions answered, but if you need us, feel free to go ahead and reach out. There is some documentation that I've shared nationwide that you guys will be provided with, such as the servicer guide, how to go ahead and take use of that group capacity feature, two FAQ documentations as well for Hub and Dispatch. Thank you guys for attending. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
And thank you. I will go ahead and end this for you. Thank you so much. Great presentation.